Hi, welcome back. Jumping into another love reading today. So let's see what wants to come through regarding love, regarding your current situation. If you're currently in a relationship or in a dynamic with someone, or there's someone on your mind, or maybe you're single. Let's just see what comes out. This is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for everybody. Alright, Spirit, what wants to come through regarding love for the viewer? What messages for their highest, greatest good? Okay. We have a couple so far. We have release the past. We have body language. And then we have respect boundaries. Okay, so I immediately got, just off the first two, and the respect boundaries. So you might be in something, or you're interested in someone, maybe you're dating someone, or you just started seeing somebody, and I get this feeling that maybe you've had past relationships that have been really crummy. And I say crummy modestly, like not great. Spirit's encouraging you to really let go of the past experiences you had with someone, because this person that you're seeing or you're interested in, or like you're just now getting to know them, it's pretty casual. This person is showing up differently than past people because their body language is speaking. It's almost like what I'm getting here is that they could be someone who's very close and very like, they are very much more hands-on, and it's different for you, right? But they're respectful about it, right? They're really respectful, whereas something like this wasn't the case in previous relationships, so you're not used to it. The other flip side of that I was getting more heavily is that this person is extremely respectful of you and your personal space. They are not a hands-on person like that initially. Sometimes people move really quick. Sometimes people are really touchy, especially flirting. This person is not like that. Like, they flirt, but they don't need to touch you. They don't need to invade your personal space. Maybe you're somebody who has a very painful past with relationships. Maybe anything that was really difficult to overcome. And this person is extremely respectful of your boundaries. And they're not somebody who's going to come in and push your boundaries. And I feel like Spirit is telling you to, where you feel discomfort or unsettling feelings, something that's a reminder of the past, to release the past. Just specifically because this person that you are currently interacting with, or dating or seeing, they're not somebody that's going to push your boundaries. They're not somebody who's gonna want to sleep with you on the first date. They are not like that. They are someone who really understands that in order to build a solid foundation with a person, you have to get to know the person. That doesn't mean that initially sleeping with someone on the first date is wrong. It's whatever. People get married all the time and have a lovely relationship after they slept together the first night. But I feel like in this particular energy, this person is completely the opposite of what you've experienced in the past. Maybe people have come on too fast to you. They've moved too fast. They wanted something really fast, really pushy, kind of demanding, made you feel guilty, made you feel bad if you weren't responding or receptive to their energy, which was not a match for you. This person is extremely, extremely respectful is what I'm getting. And they're not going to do anything to hurt you or scare you away. And I think it's probably because they've also experienced somebody in their past in relationships that were very disrespectful, or they didn't honor their boundaries. So Spirit's really trying to tell you that In release the past, that's not saying, this is not spirit saying just get over your past. No. Your past is your past. It doesn't define you, but it was a big shaper in your experience. And I feel like there's a lot of healing that you're still doing regarding this. But know that with this is not what is entering your life right now. This is not your past. Know that this is a very different person. And I feel like that's just saying, don't fear that this is going to be like anyone else you've known or is going to treat you the way you've been treated in the past. And I feel like that's what's saying is like, don't have the expectations that this person's going to do what past people did. So let's get a couple more of this love oracle. What else, Spirit? What else do you want to say? Okay. First one out, we have palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility. I do get the feeling this person is very solid. Like, they're very stable. The energy of this person, like the tree, is like they're very grounded individual. They're not impulsive. They're not reactive. They're just very grounded and very solid. Very strong. Internally strong. Could be, physically strong. They've gone through a lot of growth because trees, in order to build that strong trunk to withstand wind and storms and just, all the externals, environmental externals, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of growth. I also feel like this could be you, that maybe your past really has been building a very solid trunk, a very solid foundation in your life, for the strength that you have inside. Without it being so obvious, you both have this extremely in common. That, I feel like it's kind of one of those, givens where you meet somebody in life and you've both gone through a lot in life and it's been really challenging and really difficult, and that's why you guys are aligned. I feel like that's just kind of how life works when it comes to relationships and really meeting the right person who's for you. But without it being extremely obvious by, say, telling them or sharing your story, it's like energetically you both know you've been through a lot. And they can sense this. Maybe you can sense this. Maybe you both don't sense it, but you both see that each other is extremely strong. There's something there, that there's a past to both of you, and that's really what you have in common, is a very, I almost want to say tumultuous past, just really, maybe even a really painful one, enduring one, so you both have that in common without it being obvious. It's something that I think too, if you're not really aware of it, you will become aware very quickly. Maybe you guys will share, stories, and then you'll have this, immediate connection. It's like, oh my gosh, we have so much in common. We've been through a lot. No wonder we clicked, right? We have girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. And girl talk, boy talk, it doesn't matter. It can just be that you're taking a lot of time to spend with yourself and also spend with your closest friends. I feel like maybe for you or the other person, maybe both of you, you spend a lot of time with your closest people, really talking about what you've experienced, what you've been through, how you've grown, what you've been learning. I also feel like you've been making the effort to be much more in the present moment and not in the past. And I think that's helping you move forward and heal. Because you're finding that there's so much more love and joy in those present moments than living in the past. When you think in the past and you live in the past, you're stuck in the past. Just because memories are from the past, time is irrelevant, right? You're recreating the same energy and you're recreating the same experience in your mind, and it feels like you're reliving it. So sometimes, like, I've heard this, I'm not entirely sure, but like if you have really core memories of something that was a very negative experience, and you repeat that experience in your mind, you literally relive the trauma over and over again. And I think that there's some, I don't know what it's called, if it is called anything specific, but I think that's something in like psychology, is that your psyche is so powerful that you recreate those same experiences. So I feel like with this card, they could be also doing this too, but you're somebody who's been trying to really live in the present moment. It's helping you find more joy. It's helping you find peace and healing. Trying to be in the future too. If you're someone who likes to get hung up in the future and the what ifs, it's very anxious energy. So I feel like you're really just being present, and it's bringing you a lot of healing. You're spending time with close family, really good friends, and you're talking about a lot, and you're trying to understand the lessons, and you're trying to understand, what was the purpose of these experiences to get you to this point. It might be too that you're putting yourself in the present moment, which is allowing you to be in a place of, like, obviously presence, but joy, but having fun. And it's like you're seeing more things like happen for you that are things you really wouldn't have seen previously, because your mind is just there in the moment versus being stuck in the past or even questioning the what ifs in the future. And so you're seeing more things happen in your life or play out in your life that's allowing you to have more fun. Whoops. So we have not enough, frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, and jealousy. The lack of confidence is really standing out to me in this card. And I think that, obviously it says not enough at the top. I feel like with this card, you are, a big part of your past maybe was that it really affected your confidence to the point you felt like you weren't enough in this area of your life. You weren't enough in relationships. You weren't enough for someone or something, or good enough to do whatever. I feel like what's happening here is that you have been rebuilding your confidence. I don't feel like it's something you are lacking now. If you are, I think that what's happening now is that you've been doing a lot of work and focusing on being in the present, enjoying it, having fun, and it's creating this sense of peace that is allowing you the clarity to see all of the amazingness that you embody, all of the multifaceted, traits and qualities and things that are you, and you're starting to see. But like by being present in all of that, witnessing yourself from like the third person and seeing how amazing you really are is building your confidence up. You could be doing current work. You could be going to therapy. You could be seeing a coach, any kind of coach, not just like sports coach or anything, but maybe sports coach. Maybe you're in sports. Maybe there's something you're doing and you're working with a coach of sorts in some area of your life that you enjoy or that you really want to work on, and it's helping to boost your confidence. It's building you back up. I don't really get the feeling that you're someone who is currently struggling with a lack of confidence. I think that you have gone through a huge movement in your life of building confidence, finding yourself again from this past. Could have been too, that with the not enough, I'm reading this self-sabotage down at the bottom, that maybe in the past, you were someone who would self-sabotage or someone else would self-sabotage. Either way, whatever that energy or that exchange was, or the dynamic, that it created this, I'm just not good enough. And maybe by thinking you're not good enough, you would sabotage a relationship you were in or a really great opportunity. Maybe the people in your past, it would, sabotage the relationship. Maybe they were someone in their life that sabotaged a lot of amazing opportunities, and it carried into the relationship and affected your confidence greatly. So like I said, I don't feel like you are lacking confidence greatly now. You could be, and you're just starting to move into building that confidence back up. And just really building yourself back up and feeling amazing in your skin, feeling amazing about your life. It could, another thing is like this person, these people, whoever this past was, whatever the past was, there was a lot of influence. And I'm saying influence like their energy was such an influence in your life to affect that feeling of not being enough in a lot of areas of your life. And probably something that really broke you down. And you have so much strength and courage and confidence right now. Like, I'm just getting this really strong feeling that you have really had this kind of glow up, but it's definitely more energetic than anything, but it's so visible to other people. All right, let's get some Hidden Truth Oracle. What does this past person, what would they have to say? What does a new person have to say? What wants to come out, Spirit? What do we have to say? There's a lot of, I'm sorry that it's so past oriented, but I feel like it's such a heavy aspect to why this new person is entering your life. Like, you're a totally different person now. This is a new chapter of your life, and you're someone that I feel like other people look at you and think you're not the same person. You don't look the same, you don't dress the same, you don't act the same, you don't speak the same, you don't do the same things you wanted to do. Maybe you completely changed your job, maybe you have different interests, maybe you don't even maybe you were a recovering people pleaser, right? That's a huge thing to overcome, right? So it's possible that you're in this totally new phase of your life and you're showing up completely different. And so it's such a comparison to see and be like, okay, my past was this way. These are all the things I went through. These are all the things I'm experiencing now. And it's more of a confirmation. And the reason why this very beautiful, respectful, individual relationship is coming into your life, you're aligning with this energy, is because of so much of this work that you're doing. I would love to get a little bit more on this new person, but I feel like that's not the focus of this. So the first one is you came closer than anybody else or anyone else. You always get under the person's skin, huh? In a good way, I guess. We have, I hope that you can forgive me one day. Maybe someone did something unforgivable. Maybe this person is in deep regret and they are looking for that forgiveness. They just need to forgive themselves, but, maybe they're looking for that external forgiveness to feel better. I know I messed everything up. Wow, this person's really calling themselves out. Okay. It's really sad. The timing just wasn't right for us. Yeah. This, to me, is just telling me that, if what happened between you and someone else wasn't really awful, but it was also still very hard or painful or difficult. It could be that this person could have been amazing in your life, but they just were not mature enough to be what you needed. I get the feeling that you're years, and when I say years, because I know years does mean you go through our time of experience and gaining wisdom and knowledge, and I feel like you were years ahead of this person in terms of knowledge, just from living life and experiencing. Let's get a couple more. It was my fault, but I blamed you. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a huge contributing factor to why you felt this lack of confidence. Like, no confidence in your ability to do a job, maybe your career, your relationships, friendships, not confident in your ability to just be enough in life. This person could have been someone who was terrible, who had no confidence, and really didn't believe in themselves. And they blamed you for them feeling this bad. You're someone who's, maybe you accomplished a lot, and they would always say, like, you intimidate me, right? Because you're so accomplished, and it makes me feel really, terrible because I don't feel like I'm good enough. That is a personal thing, not your thing, but that could have affected you to the point that you brought yourself down to their level in order to make them feel better. Right? That's something that I think people pleasers, I know that, tend to do. You really pulled yourself like out of the mud on this one is what I'm really feeling. Okay, let's take these two. So we got, we will be together again. This could be together again in this life. Maybe it's something you're like, hell no, I'll never be with this person ever again. 5 years from now, they're the person of your dreams because they've gone through a massive, massive transformation. It could be in another lifetime if you believe in, reincarnation. I wish I could take back my words. Now, this person might have said a lot of things to you that made you feel really crummy, made you feel really unsure, maybe doubted a lot. Maybe even said some just mean things. Anyone who's hurting is going to hurt someone else. I'm not saying that's okay, but that's very, typical. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this message was helpful. I hope it brought some clarity, confirmation, guidance, or reassurance in some way, shape, or form. I really hope that it resonated with some of you, all of you, if not at least one of you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it if you think it would help someone else, and hit that notification bell so you don't forget or, get notified next time. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Until next time.